Welcome back to Lumio's Tower, where we're aiming to be the very best like no one ever was, and today we're going to be hitting up some more Blissey raids whilst discussing our next subject, which is kind of a controversial one with a very controversial take of mine, and that is that VGC should expand to single battles. Now, look, let me clarify something. I am in no way saying VGC should replace doubles with singles, but I do believe that VGC should have a singles bracket. I mean, I don't think it will be that hard. They already have a bracket for their TCG. They have a bracket for, obviously doubles in Scarlet and Violet or whatever the main game of the time is. They have a bracket for Pokemon Go, they have a bracket for Pokemon Unite, and up until very, very recently, they even had a bracket for Pokemon Tournament was what it was called. I was totally blanking on the name for a second there. I am sorry, but to me, that is the most forgettable game of all time. No hate to you if you played it. I'm sure it was a great game. I just never played it, and because of that, I forget it exists on a near daily basis. But anyways, talking about expanding to a singles, so I'm a singles player. If you're new to the channel, you may not know that about me. If you're not new to the channel, you may know that I do a lot of single battles on the channel. We have a single battle go up every week, 6-on-6. The only thing I ban, I don't do the Smogon tiers. The only thing that I ban is Big Legends, which at the time is just Koraidon and Miraidon, because at the time of recording, there is no home connectivity yet, and certainly no DLC. But I obviously have some bias here. I favor singles more than doubles. I am not great at doubles. Currently, I have been entering a global challenge. It's the first global challenge I've entered in Scarlet and Violet. I don't think I did any of them in Sword and Shield. I think the last one I did is like an X and Y, honestly. I don't know. It's been a long time. Never been great at doubles. But here I am doing doubles, and I'm doing better than I expected, but I'm by no means doing well. I've done 5 battles at the time this is being recorded, and of those 5 battles, 1 the opponent DC'd, and then 2 I won, 2 I lost, which, all things considered, I think I'm doing good. All things considered, I'm not doing great or good objectively, but I am doing better than I expected, and that's all you can ask for, right? But all that to say, I prefer single battles. I'm more comfortable with them. I do better at them, and I have some potentially controversial takes on them that we're going to get into. But all you need to know right now is that I do enjoy them more. So I do wish that there was something for people like me who enjoyed single battles more. I wish that there was an official something. Obviously, there is something. You can organize your own tournaments with friends. There's draft leagues. There's the Smogon tiers. The fans have created a lot of things. But I guess that's the thing, is like, it's all fan-made stuff, and I'd love to be able to play officially in a format I'm comfortable with and enjoy. But now that's when we get into the more controversial takes of this video, and that is that I'm gonna be frank, I don't think that VGC is better than singles, and I don't think that singles is better than VGC. I think that they're both different, and they offer their own strengths and weaknesses. So again, I'd never replace one over the other. But I think that singles better allows for different Pokemon to shine. Again, having done my battles on this channel, I've encountered a lot of different Pokemon, and I've used myself a lot of different Pokemon. And some of them have shined in battles, and those same ones who have shined in battles, take Lokix, who's in my party here. Lokix has, in one of my battles, or 2 of my battles, I believe, he was able to pick up 2 kills. One of them, he was like the MVP in the match. And yet, there have also been battles where I sent my Lokix out and he died very, very quickly upon coming out. So, I say that to illustrate, Lokix, a Pokemon that you won't even see in doubles, can be really good in singles in some situations, but really bad in singles in other situations. And that's what I like, is that there's so much diversity to single battles. It feels like you more so can win with any Pokemon. Whereas, if I'm completely honest, I feel like with double battles, with VGC format, where it's, you're 6, you're bringing 4 Pokemon in, I feel like there are certain Pokemon that dominate the competition. I mean, if you're on Twitter and or if you're just in, like, the VGC field, I guess, the community, you'll see there's a lot of memes about Amoonguss and Palafin, because Amoonguss and Palafin are dominating the competition. That's what you use. If you want to win in VGC, you have to have an Amoonguss, Palafin, or Fluttermane for the most part. There's obviously some exception, but I'm just saying that's the ones that see the greatest effect. And this becomes especially true when we get to the restricted format, where they allow the use of Pokemon that are currently restricted, big legends, box legends, things like Kyogre and Groudon, and there are others, but frankly the only ones that matter are Kyogre and Groudon, because that's exactly what it was in Sword and Shield. Everybody had a Kyogre or a Groudon on their team, and then, usually the other thing was one of the Calyrex forms. And that's what I'm saying that kind of sucks here, is that you get to a point when you open these restricted formats where everybody's team, and even before the restricted formats, like right now in Regulation C, you see everybody's teams looks the same. There's definitely some more legroom with that right now, but overall, yeah, everybody's team looks the same, and that's really boring. It's really, really boring. And so I think VGC would provide, or singles would provide to VGC, a place where other Pokemon can shine more. Now, the flip side is, doubles are a lot more think on your feet. Like, doubles requires way more adaptation than single battles does, and it also, your team has to sync a lot better than they do in single battles, because obviously they're going to be on the field in the same time. I can give my entire team Earthquake in single battles, because they're never going to hit their ally Pokemon. But if I'm playing double battles, it's probably best for me to not bring Earthquake, because that's not going to end well. That's going to end very, very badly. In fact, you're going to hit your own Pokemon, other moves, Surf, those kinds of things. You have to plan better. You have to say, okay, well, I'm bringing Earthquake, so I'm going to bring this Pokemon that has Levitate, or, okay, I'm bringing Surf, so I'm going to bring a Gastrodon because it's got Storm Drain. You have to think like that, whereas in singles, you don't. So VGC definitely requires a lot more thought. I can fully admit that. And a lot more planning, preparation, all of that. So, again, if there's one thing you take away from this video, it's that do not replace doubles with singles. But I do think they should add in 2 Edition, because then you give video game players a choice to, do I want to go into a format where it's a little bit more open and the Pokemon are a lot more varied so I can have a better shot to win with my favorite Pokemon, or do you, want to go into a format where, yeah, a lot of the teams are going to look the same, and there are some mons that, like, I'm probably going to have to bring if I want to win, but it is going to require a lot more thought. So, because some people like that. They like that challenge of thinking on your feet. And I like that to an extent. I really do. I just, again, I'm not good at double battles. And I'm trying to improve, of course. This is not me complaining about VGC, not me complaining about doubles. This is just me saying I do think Pokemon should provide the option for both. I think there is a lot of benefit to doing that. I mean, seriously, what does it hurt if you do that? It doesn't hurt anything. It'll cost them more money, because obviously that's more judges they'll have to hire, more casters, more prizes they'll have to give out. But I mean, I really think it's something that can make the fan base really happy and get more people involved in these community events like this, and I think that would be a lot of fun. There's some Pokemon that they build in mind for doubles, and there's some Pokemon they build in mind for singles. Like, for example, Tatsugiri and Dondozo, while, they can be niche mons in singles, they were clearly built for double battles. They were built with the intention of those two being Pokemon you use in double battles, because they've got a whole gimmick where when they're on the field together, Dondozo eats the Tatsugiri, he gets a boost, he gets Order Up to be able to do certain things now. clearly they wanted those two to be double battle mons. But then there's some Pokemon where, you know, it does seem like they kind of just want them to be single battlers. There are some Pokemon where it seems that is more of the focus there. And I just think it will be nice to give them a place, a format where they could shine. Yeah, that's my rant of the day. I really, you know, again, no hate to VGC at all. I have huge respect for VGC players. I mean, you know, Wolf Glick, Justin Tang, and so many others. Huge fans of them. I tune in to every single tournament that they do, especially in the United States, because that's a lot of the players I follow. So, you know, I'm not hating on it at all. Huge respect for the game, but I do think that we could benefit from a singles format. And of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this as well. Let me know in the comments below. Am I absolutely out of my mind, or would a singles bracket, if you will, in the competitive circuit, so in, you know, the World Championships, regionals, air nationals, all that stuff, would that work, or would that be a waste of time? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Also, let me know in the comments which you would enter. If there was a doubles bracket, that's going to be your, you know, 6 Pokemon, you pick 4 to bring to each match, best 2 out of 3, and then there was a singles bracket where it is just 6 on 6, but it's, you know, the one and done win. Which one would you, so not best 2 out of 3, which one would you pick? I definitely, like I said, I would totally do singles, but, you know, I would, of course, be a huge fan of the doubles as well and would love watching them. But yeah, all of that in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. We talk about tons of other competitive stuff here. We've done several videos now on just competitive talk, and we've definitely got a lot more planned. We also do battles here, so a lot of fun stuff. You don't want to miss all that. Yeah, until next time, keep on climbing to the top.